Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my class in Biotik Tanaman. Today we have different material with the previous material. After we study about the pesticide at the beginning of these lectures, and then we move to the insect. We study about the classification of insect, and then we study about many order of insect, life cycle of the insect, and then we move to the vertebrate pests, especially rat. We study about the life cycle and reproduction and how to control the rat. And today we have a different material. We will study about the pests on several crops. There are three main crops in this session. So in this session, we'll study about the pests on soybean, the pests on maize, and the main pests on paddy. Okay, the first one. Okay, in the slide, in the beginning, you see the caterpillar. What is the special of this caterpillar? This caterpillar is actually invasive. This is invasive species. Invasive species is the species that origin from other country, and this insect, the species is Spodoptera frugiperda, was found in 2019, and now this species is spread along Indonesia, and this species attack the maize plant, and now it become the main pest of maize. Okay, we will study later about this insect. Now we move to the next slide. Pests on soybean. There are four main pests that we will discuss. So for today, the first one is wind fly. In Indonesia, we call it lalat bibit kacang, Opiomia passeoli, and the second one is white fly, Kutu Kebul, Bemisia tabaci, and the third one is FAW, fall armyworm, Spodoptera spp. There are two species that are common to attack the soybean. They are Spodoptera lituro and Spodoptera frugiperda. And the fourth one is soybean pot borer, Penggerek, Polong, Kedelal, Etiello spp. Before we study one by one about that pest, okay, we will see in the left side. High yield of soybean require a plant spacing and plant population. Okay, we should concern about the plant spacing. The plant spacing is important. So from the plant spacing, we will know the population of our plant. And then the fertilizer. The right fertilizer is a must in a cultural method. And then safe from the influence of seed. So the soybean should be free of seed, ya, tanpa naungan in Indonesia. And then the high yield of soybean plants require safer from pests, disease, and weeds. These three biotic factor, pests, disease, and weeds, is a common factor that attack the plant. So at the same time, maybe the plant could be attacked by pests, also disease, also weeds. So the plants will have several problems from that pests, disease, and weeds. And then important factor affecting pest population. Cropping pattern is the important factor. Why this cropping pattern is important? The cropping pattern should be in unison. In unison, it means tanam serempak. So if we plant in unison, so it will make the pest couldn't move from one place into another farm, from one place into another place. And then the varieties, we should plant resistant varieties. Do not plant susceptible varieties. And then plant growth base. Basically in not all of the pests is attacked along the growth of the plant. For example, Opiomia pasioli, bean fly, lalat bibit kacang, is only attacked in the beginning of the growth of soybean. The exact time is 10 days after planting. This is the crucial time when the bean fly attacking soybean. After 10 days after planting, this bean fly is not important anymore, because the speciality of this bean fly is attacking in the beginning of the planting. Okay, and then the host plant season. Season is important factor affecting pest population. In rainy season, the intensity of disease is high. In rainy season, why the intensity of the disease is high? Because the growth of the disease, they need high humidity. That's why the intensity of the disease in rainy season is high than in dry season. While the population of pests in dry season is quite high than in rainy season. In dry season or in musim kemarau, they will reproduce rapidly. Okay. And then the natural enemies. Is there any natural enemies in the farm? Okay. And we can improve our farm, so the natural enemies will come to our farm, and then they work by naturally to combat the pest. And then the human action, also important factor affecting the pest population. For example, human action have a main role in making a decision of what varieties that will be used, and then how is the pesticide activity, and then how is the fertilizer, and etc. Okay, and then we move to the next pest, bean fly, lalat bibit kacang, Opiomia pasioli. This Opiomia pacioli is belong to the order of Diptera. D is 2 and Ptera is wings. So Diptera is have 2 wings. Remember that the hind wing of this Diptera is called halter. That's the function is to balancing while flying. Diptera agromyzidae, as I say before, the crucial time of this bean fly attacking the soybean is only in the beginning of the planting, 10 days old. Okay, after 10 days, this pest is not important anymore because their specialty is attacking after germination. So the female flies, this is the adult of the bean fly. The female flies lay eggs on young plants that are just growing, and the egg is placed in a puncture hole between the upper and lower epidermis. So the female of the flies deposit their eggs into the first leaf of the soybean, and then because the metamorphosis of this insect is holometabola, after egg and then turn into the larvae and then turn into the pupae and then turn into the adult. After egg phase and then they will hatch into the larvae, and then the larvae, this is the egg, white oval. After 2 days, egg hatched and larvae came out. And what else? What they doing? The larvae after they hatch, yeah, and then the larvae will enter the stem, and then make a hole. The larva bore the stem to the bark. So the larvae will bore into the stem. Larva menggerek ke dalam batang. And then the attack of the bean fly is characterized by the presence of white spot on the first leaf pieces. This is the what's it? This is the symptom of the bean fly attack. There is a white spot on the first leaf. This one is the first leaf of the soybean, and the adult of the bean fly deposit their egg into this first leaf, and then the egg turn into the larva. The larva bore to the stem. Okay, the white spot is actually in here, and the plant will be die after that. Yeah. On the pest management, we can use the straw mulch. Straw mulch is mulsa jerami, and then the seed treatment. We can use seed treatment, so we cover the seed with another ingredient, for example with insecticide, or we cover the seed with biological agents like we use PGBR, plant growth promoting rhizobacteria, and other, and spray insecticide when the plant is 7 days old. If the population reach the threshold of control, 1 imago per 5 clump. So we can use insecticide as the last alternative of the control if the population is reached 1 imago per 50 clumps. Abang kendalinya adalah 1 imago per 50 tanaman. So if we see one adult in 50 clumps, so we can spray the insecticide. And the other control is using natural enemies like parasitoid. Parasitoid is animal, the insect that can parasitize other insects. Okay, and then we move to the next slide. The second one is Bemisia tabaci. This is a white fly. White fly, the order is belong to Hemiptera and the family is Aleurodidae. This is the adult of the white fly. It has wings. That white fly infestation with white wings. The adult lay egg on the lower surface of young leaf. So they lay egg under the leaf, lower surface of young leaf. The egg stage lasts for 6 days. After 6 days, and then the nymph will come out. Only instar 1 has a functioning feet, and while the instar 2, 3 attached to the leaf during its growing period. So the instar 2, instar 3, instar 4 couldn't move because the leg didn't have function. Pupa is formed on the surface of the lower leaf. White fly, because of this Hemiptera, the mouth part is piercing and sucking. So the mouth part is like a needle, ya, menusuk dan menghisap. They sucking the sap of the plant. They sucking cairan tanaman, ya. And then the white fly produce extract honeydew. Okay, they extract honeydew. Honeydew is embun madu, which is salty fungus growing medium. So it's commonly associated with the salty fungus embun jelaga. Yeah, salty fungus is embun jelaga growing medium. So the honeydew is the right media for the growth of the sooty fungus or embun jelaga. The white fly is a factor of TMMV in soybean and other legume. Okay, and then we move to the next slide. This is how we can manage this plant in unison. Routine monitoring insect entomopathogen. Entomopathogen is pathogen for insect. The disease that can attack the insect. For example, the entomopathogen could be from virus entomopathogen, and then fungi entomopathogen, and then the bacteria entomopathogen and nematode entomopathogen. If we use the fungi entomopathogen, the fungus entomopathogen, so we use fungus to combat the insect. Yeah. And parasitoid is insect that parasitize other insect, and the predator is insect that can prey other insect or animal that can prey other animal. Okay, and this is the first instar of the white fly that have that can mobile, and the other instar is immobile. They only in the leaf, and this is the adult of the insect. Okay, and then the other pest is fall armyworm, or in Indonesia we call it Ulat Grayak, Spodoptera lituro, and Spodoptera frugiperda. Actually, the species of Spodoptera frugiperda is vary in Indonesia, but the common species that attack the soybean is Spodoptera lituro and Spodoptera frugiperda. Spodoptera frugiperda is the new pest that invade from other country. They came from US. They came into Indonesia as a alien species or invasive species in 2019. This is how the egg mass of Spodoptera lituro, as we can see in here, in one egg mass, it consists 30 until 700 larvae. It's a lot. How if this egg hatches, it's a lot of caterpillar. And then this is the egg mass. They will hatch after 4 days, and then they will eat the leaf. As they grow, they will separate. Okay, they tend to eat in clump, cenderung malongopok in the beginning of instar, and then after after a few days, they will separate, or they begin to leaf scatter. The symptoms they eat the epidermis of the leaf, and then if the instar, the late instar, and the bigger instar will eat all of the leaf, and will remain the bones of the leaf. Okay, and in addition, this Spodoptera, the species of Spodoptera, not only attack the soybean but also attack corn, potato, tobacco, and other. The pest management plan in unison is a must, or in tanam serempak. So, okay, and then use the tolerant varieties. Use entomopathogenic fungi, virus, SL and PV. SL is Spodoptera lituro and PV is nucleopolyhedrosis virus. So it means virus entomopathogen is virus that can combat the insect. Yeah, we can use SL is specific for Spodoptera lituro. And we can spray insecticide when it reaches the threshold 12.5% the leaf damage. So after we monitoring in the field and we found 12.5% the damage, we can spray the insecticide. This is the last instar of the Spodoptera lituro, and this is the adult of the Spodoptera lituro. And then the fourth is soybean pod borer. As the name, this pest is attack the pod of the soybean. The pod is mean polong. Yeah, the specialty is they attack the pod. The eggs is deposit 4 until 15 eggs in the bottom of the leaf. So we can find the egg in the bottom of the leaf or in the flower. After 3 until 4 days, and then they will hatch into the larvae, because this is belong to the order Lepidoptera. The metamorphosis consists of egg, larvae, pupae, and then adult. After hatch, and then the instar 1 and instar 2, they will pick the pots, they will pick seed and live inside the seed. So they will make a hole. They will make a hole in the pot, the tiny hole in the pot, and then they eat inside the pot. And after instar 2, caterpillar is commonly live outside the seed. So the symptom of the pot that have been attacked by this pest is commonly we can find a tiny hole. Okay. In one pot, we can find more than one caterpillar. Yeah, the symptom is circular drill hole on the skin of the pot. Pest management. Okay, I missed this one. If there are 2 bore holes in the pot, it means the caterpillar has left the pot. So, yeah. If there are 2 holes in the pot, so it means the caterpillar has left the pot. And they maybe the larvae left the pot and then they turn into the pupae and adult. The pest management planting in unison is a must. So we can prevent the movement from one field into another field. The release of the parasitoid Trichogramma bacteria. Parasitoid is the insect that can parasitize other insects, because this caterpillar is mostly in life inside the pot. So the insecticide is hard to combat this, to control this caterpillar. So the right thing is we use the biological agent parasitoid. And then we move to the maize. There are 3 main pests that we will study. We found Spodoptera again. But the bioecology is the same. This is the egg mass of the fall armyworm. The order is Lepidoptera. The metamorphosis is holometabola. And then this is the larvae, the egg, and then hatch into the larvae, the instar 1. The instar 1 is basically in a clump, mengelompok ya. And then after they grow, the move to the next instar 2, instar 3, they will separate. Laid in a large mass, the egg, and then the caterpillar separate as they grow. Okay, and then this is the adult. The adult is like a tent, and the color is brown. This is the moth. This is as you know that the moth and the butterfly is different. While the moth is active at night, and the butterfly is active during the day. Okay, the caterpillar skeletonized leaf. They will eat a leaf and then remain the bone of the leaf. Yeah, as I told before, there are many species, and the Spodoptera frugiperdo is a new pest on maize. This is invasive species. They came from US. And then what we can do to control this pest? Cultural control, mechanical control. We can collect the egg mass of the Spodoptera and we eradicate the egg mass. So we eradicate and then intercropping with another crop. So our farm will be more diverse. And then we use virus-based insecticide like Spodoptera frugiperdo NPV. This is the specific virus that can make the Spodoptera frugiperdo become die. Okay, this is the biological agent. Metarhizium anisopliae and Biotik bassiana is the example of the fungi the example of entomopathogenic fungi. Fungi that can make the insect become die. The species is Metarhizium and Biotik. We can use neem azadirachtin. This is the botanical pesticide. In Indonesia, we call it mimba. And then we use host plant resistance. Okay, some of the transgenic maize, jagung transgenic. The transgenic maize is actually contain the genes that have resistant to other pests. So the maize is contain the genes of the Bacillus thuringiensis. So after the transgenic maize planting into the farm, the pest would not eat that maize because maybe it's really the taste is different, or if they eat the maize, they will the body will get hurt another. So it will get the adverse impact to the pest. The second one is corn stem borer. As you see, this is corn stem borer. So this pest is attacking the stem of the maize. Penggerek batang jagung. This is the special symptoms. The Ostrinia furnicalis attacking the maize. Yeah. There are holes in the stem of the maize. Yeah. The larvae will bore into the stem, and then they eat inside the stem of the maize. And okay. And the other symptoms that you can find in the field is there is dirt here. The dirt is feces of the maize. Feces of the pest, Ostrinia furnicalis. Okay, this is the what is it? Pupae of the Ostrinia. Yeah. The larvae bore itu menggerek ya, bore into the stem. IPM strategies have been used to manage this pest using microbial pesticide, Bacillus thuringiensis. This is a bacteria entomopathogen, bacteria that can make the pest become die. And we can use predator. Predator is animal that can hunt another animal, and we can use parasitoid. Insect that can parasitize other insect, and the important thing is use resistant varieties. Do not use the susceptible varieties. Sanitation, and we can use chemical pesticide as the last option of the control. And then the third one is Penggerek Tongkol Jagung, Helicoverpa armigera, and this pest is attacking the cob of the corn. The egg is actually laid singly or in a small group in the hair of the maize. So the adult of Helicoverpa armigera is Lepidoptera. This is the moth, and the adult moth, the female adult moth of this Helicoverpa armigera will deposit their egg into the hair of this maize. Yeah, they will lay some egg in the hair, and then after that the egg hatch into the larvae, and then the larvae will insert into the cob, and they eat inside the cob of the corn. Larvae eat inside the cob of the corn, and the other symptoms that we can see in the field is the hair of the maize is like a cut, ya. Seperti terpotong gejalanya pada rambutnya. This is the pupae, and then the damage. Larva feeding result in damage to the corn. Okay, pest control, we can use parasitoid, insect that can parasitize other insect. This is the insect that can parasitize the egg of the Helicoverpa armigera. And then we can release parasitoid. HANPV, it means we can use the entomopathogenic virus. NPV is a virus, nucleopolyhedrosis virus. HA is Helicoverpa armigera. So this HANPV is specific to control the Helicoverpa armigera. As you see in previous, we have SLNPV and SFNPV. SFNPV, it means Spodoptera frugiperda nucleopolyhedrosis virus. It means specific to control Spodoptera frugiperda, while HANPV is specific to control Helicoverpa armigera. And we can use metarhizium, entomopathogenic fungi that can makes the insect become die, and then the sanitation, and we can use the chemical insecticide while the population is reached 1 larvae per 10 plant. So after we find 1 larvae per plant, we can use the synthetic insecticide. And you see in this picture, this is the specific symptoms of the larvae that have been infected by the HANPV. So this is a specific symptom. The hind leg of the caterpillar is attached into the stem, while rest of the body is like that. It's like menggantung, ya. Okay. And then we move to the other pest, paddy pest. There are 5 pests that we will discuss today. The green leafhopper, Wereng Hijau, Nepothetic virescens, rice bug, Walang Sangit, Leptocoryza oratorius, brown plant hopper, Wereng Batang Coklat, Nila parvatolugens, yellow stem borer, Sirpopaga incertulus, and golden snail, Bemisia canaliculata. Okay, we will study one by one 5 pests on paddy. The first one is green leafhopper. In Indonesia, we call it Wereng Hijau. Why it's called green leafhopper? Because this pest, the color is green, and you see in the back side of the wings there are black spot. Okay. This pest is a factor of the Tungro disease. This is factor. The Hemiptera is actually can be a factor of the disease. The most part of the Hemiptera insect is piercing and sucking, menusuk dan mengisap. They have a needle-shaped mouth part, seperti suntikan, ya, needle shape, and then they can while they piercing and sucking one plant that infected by the Tungro virus, so the virus will remain into their mouth part, in the stylet. Then if they move to another plant, so they move to another plant and they sucking again that plant. So the stillet will attach to the new plant and the virus can be transmitted. So that's why the Hemiptera could be the factor of the virus. Both nymph and adult feed by extracting plant sap, and this is the Tungro disease. Tungro disease, the symptoms is yellowing, the color is yellow to orange, and then stunted, and then the reduced number of productive tillers akan berkurang ya. Withering, layu, and complete plant drying, kering. Control, we can use the resistant varieties, and we can use the resistant varieties for Tungro. And then control weeds in the field. Why we should control weeds in the field? Because many weeds can be the alternative host of the Tungro disease. So that Tungro can also attack the weeds. So we should control the weeds also. And then crop rotation is a must. We should planting with another commodity. So it will break the cycle of the pest. And then the rice bug, Hemiptera alididae Leptocoris oratorius. This insect is they have duck. They have a bad smell because they have a duck saluran, duck that can produce the bad smell. Okay, and immature and adult of this rice bug is commonly feed on rice grain. So this insect is attacking the rice grain, ya, menyerang malai, only the rice grain on the milking stage, pada fase matang susu. And therefore the impact is empty grain, malainya kosong, dan juga discoloration and empty grain. How to manage? We can remove weeds from fields, and then we can use the entomopathogenic fungi, and then we can use the chemical control when the control threshold is about 6 insects per m². So we can use insecticide when the population is reached 6 insects of Leptocoris oratorius per m². And then the third one is brown plant hopper. As you can see in the picture, this insect, the brown plant hopper, you can find in the base of the stem. Yeah, in the base of the stem, the color is brown, and the specific symptoms of this pest, the symptoms is called hopper burn. Hopper burn is the specific symptom that the plant become brown and dry. As you can see in the picture. And then this brown plant hopper also can transmit the virus, rice resistance and rice resistant virus. Then this pest also can be as a factor of disease. How to manage use resistant variety, use predator. This is one of the predator, coccinellid, opionia, and Piderus falciparum. Piderus falciparum is tomcat. Coccinellid, there are two roles in the ecosystem. The first one is predator. The Coccinellidae predator we can see from the elytra. The elytra is shiny. It means the role is predator. While if the elytra is dull and not shiny and hairy, so the role in the ecosystem is phytophag. So this is the biological agent, and then we can use entomopathogenic fungi, and we can use insecticide when the population is reached 20 individuals, 20 nila parvatalugens per clump on plant. Clump itu adalah rumpun tanaman. Ya. 20 individu, 20 hama per rumpun tanaman. And the fourth one is a yellow stem borer. Penggerek Batang Kuning, Sirpopaga incertulas. This is also moth, Lepidoptera crambidae, and they live inside the stem, of the paddy field. After hatching early instar, bore into the leaf, because this is Lepidoptera, the metamorphosis is holometabola, so it will begin from egg into the larvae, pupae, and then adult. The early instar bore itu menggerek into the leaf, and then they will eat inside the leaf. And then the symptoms when in a vegetative phase, it called sundep. When Sirpopaga incertulas attack in the generative phase, is called beluk. What is the differences? The differences is symptom of sundep is become dry and yellowy, and the plant is easily pulled out. Mudah tercabut, is easily pulled out. While the symptoms of beluk in a generative period, the cause of grain become hollow. Malainya hampa. The grain become hollow. And this is how the look of Sirpopaga incertulas. They live inside the stem of the paddy field of the paddy plant. Then this is the adult of moth. How to manage? We can planting simultaneously in a large planting area, so the rice plants are in the same pace. Okay, it means plant in unison. Plant in unison is a must. Mechanical control, we can collect egg group of rice stem borer. This is the egg group, egg mass of the stem borer. While we remove this egg mass, so we control maybe 100 pests. So we prevent this egg hatch into the larvae. And then we can use systemic insecticide. We can use natural enemies like parasitoid, predator, and entomopathogen. And we can use the light trap. As you can see in the picture, the light trap is the trap that use lamp. So it commonly installed in the night. So the adult of the pest will attract into the lamp, and then they will entrap into this light trap. Okay. So the population of the pest in the field will be reduced, simultaneously as the use of the light trap. And the fourth one is golden snail. Golden snail, You see in the picture, the egg is really fascinating. The color is pink. Yeah, we can easily find this pinkish egg in the field, and mechanically we can collect their egg, and so the population in the field will be reduced. This snail, Bemisia canaliculata, is from South America, and egg laid in the night in any vegetation, and then they can lay egg 1,000 until 2,200 eggs in a month. Oh, really? It's big. Oh my god. Egg destruction is very effective to control strategy. Okay. Okay, today we finish, and then as usual, there is a resume, and then learn the video. You can make a resume from the video, and then I have a final assignment for you. You have to make a video, knowledge sharing, and little present for your lecturer. So you can do by yourself, or you can work with a small group, maximal 3 students, and please please sharing your knowledge about anything in biotic tanaman, and please give a little present to us. You can give thanksgiving, or you can give suggestion, criticism, and anything you can give to us. Okay, and then please upload in your Instagram and tag us as your lecturer, me and Pak Satrio, and this is the hashtag you should write in your Instagram, and then you should screenshot your final assignment and upload it into Google Classroom. Okay, I think enough for today, and after that we still have a discussion on Zoom. If you have a question, you can ask directly to me. Okay, thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.